Hey y'all, this is David with Ham Radio Today, and today what I'm going to do is kind of give you a quick overview of a QRP CW activation station. I'm not going to do the activation video. There's a bajillion of them on the web. I'll probably do some at a later date, but I'm just going to give you the overview of what one of my minimalist QRP setups is. Okay, since I'm a CW op, I like to operate with very minimal equipment, and I prefer QRP radios like this Pentec TR35. This is a wonderful little CW only radio. It is only 4 bands. It does 40, 30, 20, and 17 meters, but those are plenty to work activations. I literally just got here tonight and started on the air at 2051 UTC, and by 2206 I had 36 contacts in the log, as you can see. That's not bad. One of which was Alaska twice. I actually worked the same guy twice, and I think I duped his contact in Alaska. The point is that this is like a 5 to 8 watt, depending on how you set it up and how you tune it. And I've got the RF gain backed off a little into an RF 1-to-1 choke to kill any back feeding RF coming on the coax. BNC coax out to a ham stick. Yes, this is a 30 meter. And over here, and I do have one counterpoise element, as you can see. And over here, you'll see there's the 20 meter ham stick that I worked a bunch up with earlier. And I also have a 15, a 40, and a 17 meter in that storage tube. Keep all of it in the bed of the truck. Another device that I've come up with for my POTA operations is the receiver hitch mount antenna mast. This gets my ham stick, about 15, 17 feet in the air to the tip of the stinger. But it's about 6 feet or so, roughly, to the antenna mounting point right there. I have a screw for the counterpoises, so I can add them onto the base of the antenna. As you can see, it's insulated, and the coax adapters right here. I can run SO239 connectors or BNC because I have an adapter on it. I have a whole bunch of counterpoise elements. They're tuned for different frequencies, but a couple of them are kind of interchangeable. Today I only ran one because I was in a little bit of a hurry. All right, in the bag I think this is ABR Industries. They're in Texas. It's a coax manufacturer. They put the RF choke in the coax, which is kind of nice. Over here in the bag is my antenna system. This is a Reliance Antennas 40 meter infed half wave. I have an extra counterpoise. In the bag is pencils. There's a throw line and a weight in there to get the antenna up in the tree. Over here I have, of course, paper field notes notebooks for impromptu logs should I forget my big log book, and of course several writing utensils. There's a pencil, there's pens. I keep them all in there, so I have plenty. There's probably even some on the outside. I always have too many writing instruments. This radio minus said ham stick, which is in the bed of the truck, all fits in that bag, the whole thing, because I use this little power pack to power it. I can get the whole thing plus this 15-foot piece of coax up here in that pack. I have several others. I'll talk about them at some point, but I just wanted to go over what my little QRP rig setup looks like. You can probably get by without the RF choke. This kills common mode current coming back into the radio. So if you don't have one of these, the radio will still work fine mostly, or most likely, but you're liable to get a little bit of RF hash, and it may make your key do weird things. Sometimes your key will it'll send extra dots and dashes if you don't kill the common mode current. That's why I always use one. But this one's made out of simply a 6-foot piece of RG316 and a 43 mix. This is like a 240 something 43 mix toroid. And I just wrapped the whole thing. I don't remember how many turns, 30 something turns. This is my parking lot mobile rig, and I use this when I just want to get in an activation at the end of work or in an evening before dark or something like that, because they close all the gates to this park. This is Cloudland Canyon. So I've probably got another hour before they close that gate, but I like to do it, in the wintertime, it's only about 6:30 when it gets dark. So I like to do it from the truck when I can, in the winter especially, because I've got it set up to where I can route my coax into the cab and I can sit in the warm and do my activation. But this works really well for me. I can, like when I traveled to Florida recently, I activated 2 parks in Florida by just pulling into the area and getting within the park boundary, setting up my hamstick, throwing the radio on the bed liner, just like you saw today, the bed cover, and getting an activation in. Get my 10 contacts, and if I don't have time, I can just break it down after I get 10 or 11 and move on with my day. But it allows me to work a little bit of ham radio, and it's real convenient. That's the beauty of POTA to me, is you can make it as convenient or as inconvenient as you want. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask, because we are here to Elmer the new hams that are into the hobby, especially if they're into the portions of the hobby that I know something about, like Parks on the Air or CW. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't done yet, we'd like to subscribe and all them little clicky buttons that are down there in the corner. And until next time, go get your radio and go get on the air with it. All right, we'll see y'all later.